Modern agriculture relies on a wide range of ingenious tools and practical devices that help farmers work faster, safer, and with greater precision. Many of them are created or modified directly by farmers to solve everyday tasks, whether loosening soil, removing weeds, planting crops, or harvesting. These special combs allow farmers to quickly and evenly make holes for planting crops and then easily cover them with soil afterward. By attaching a drill attachment to a lawnmower, a man can quickly make even and deep planting holes. A combined shovel hoe loosens and moves soil at once. With the help of a device with a rotating roller to which a pitchfork is attached, you can easily dig up the ground. A mechanism consisting of two brooms that rotate during movement and a box with a wall is attached to the front of the bicycle. When the man walks along the rows of potatoes, the brooms rotate and knock the Colorado beetles into the box. This invention allows water to better moisten and soak the garden bed. This attachment allows for the automatic lifting of potatoes from a crate and their arrangement into rows as the tractor moves, enabling farmers to plant potatoes with minimal effort. A large drum with a mesh spins and separates clods of earth and earthworms. Using a small closed plastic bucket with holes attached to a handle, you can quickly plant rows of plants in your garden. In the video, the device covers the ground above the grass with a black material as it moves over the surface. This material is likely peat or mulch. The farmer distributes the sheep into different pens simply by opening or closing the doors. By attaching a tire with a hole to the machine, people feed the cows as they drive by because feed spills out of the hole. The video shows a good way to graze cattle at night simply by attaching a flashlight to their heads. A special roller with rows of teeth securely holds the potatoes, quickly collecting them into a basket as the device passes over the ground. Potatoes are washed in water in a concrete mixer and then poured into plastic boxes. This allows people to quickly pack the washed potatoes into boxes. Placing the sticks in a special holder, the man quickly saws them into short pieces. Using a welded metal tool, the man quickly makes planting holes in the ground. The woman stacks the boxes with seedlings as tightly as possible. The plants are also loaded into the car, rolled up into a roll. A woman pulls a metal structure covered with plastic film along a garden bed so that only the plants inside it are sprayed. The video shows a mango with a lock that can be opened to quickly and easily access the fruit inside. Fertilizer is discharged through designated openings in the truck body into a cart, enabling subsequent application to the plants. The man peels the cucumber with his teeth quickly, neatly, and in a thin layer. The pumpkin was placed in a mold, and when the vegetable grew, it took on the shape of Chucky's face on both sides of the vegetable. Here are square-shaped watermelons. People pack them in transparent plastic boxes, and then all that remains is to unbuild and remove them to obtain a square-shaped fruit. A man digs something out of the ground with his hands. It turns out to be a large mushroom. A girl digs up a cactus with a shovel and picks it up with the help of foam. Using a special tool with a ring at the end, a worker removes the leaves from the plant with one move, leaving only the stem. Using a brush powered by a gasoline engine, the worker washes and stirs the vegetables in a bowl. The process of the corn stick extruder, which transforms corn and mung beans into finished sticks. Unraveling clusters of green bananas, the man easily removes them in whole bunches from the stem and throws them into a container. The man strikes a water-filled hose with a stick, making holes that let water flow into the furrows. A tractor with a water tank on a trailer irrigated plants through a pipe. Using a rotating reel, the tractor quickly and efficiently removes the agrofabric from the onions. Moving a protection along the row, farmers spray the ground with a sprayer without touching the plants. A mechanism with a roller with many ropes protruding from it is moved along the row of lettuce, and it collects arugula, after which it is poured into a container. Using a claw grabber, a bull tied with ropes is pulled out of the trench and placed on a flat surface. Using a shovel, the farmer makes a cross-shaped cut in the soil and inserts a tree sapling into the soil. Agro-textile is laid and pegged around a tree. After some time, it's removed and all the grass around the tree has dried out. After lighting a fire inside the greenhouse, the snow is easily removed from both sides of the roof. By inserting a metal cone that opens in the middle into the ground and throwing plants into it, two men quickly plant them in the ground. Walking on a slope, a man manually sprays pesticides from a bag onto the planted plants. brown fruits are quickly sorted by size using 2 long tubes. A man has made a mechanism out of wooden handles connected by sharpened metal and uses it to cut dry reeds from river ice. Watermelons are easily transported from one place to another downstream using the river. By attaching a bottleneck to the bottom corner of a bag, you can easily pour rice into a bowl by simply unscrewing the cap. To drive moles from his property, the man attached a pipe to a motorcycle muffler and inserted the other end into a mole burrow. Smoke spread through all their underground tunnels in the area. Using a hose with water, they easily washed the dirt off the pigs from head to tail. Pulling on a rope with a bottom in a pipe, many eels fall into the bowl, which the woman lured using bait. Using a combine harvester with many attachments with gear-like blades, peanuts are dug up and stacked in rows. They spray a duck with a hose, and she enjoys being under the stream of water. A man made a device that makes a hole in the soil with one press and plants with the next. Using a wire attached to the shovel, the man measures where to dig the next hole. With the help of rolling rollers, between which a canvas is stretched, when the roller turns, the canvas rakes all the waste from the chickens out of the cages. A homemade device floats on the water, spraying water sideways and backwards, moving forward and watering the plants around it at the same time. The men built a device that forms soil cylinders for seedlings and then placed them next to each other. With the help of a mini truck and a wheeled cage, they move livestock from one place to another without the risk of them escaping. They put leeks in a dug furrow and bury them with a vertical hoe, running it along the edge of the furrow. A mini excavator with a grapple first presses the thuja into the bucket, then fixes it with the grapple and pulls out the tree with its roots. It's a modified trimmer with handles that cuts tall grass as it moves along the ground. In the video, a bucket with a tree is fixed and spun while a rotating knife trims the leaves evenly. The trimmed trees are then placed on a pallet. Tomatoes are delivered across the field from the collection point to the boxes on a film that is wound with a roller. In order not to turn the meat grinder manually, a man rigged up a power screwdriver to it so that he only had to press the button. A flower-shaped rotating sprinkler evenly waters dense areas of the garden. The man placed a tube without a bottom in a puddle and used a vacuum cleaner to collect all the water from the puddle, creating a vacuum in the tube. Using a paint sprayer, the man paints dried up trees to make them look green and fresh. With a powerful ride-on lawnmower, the man mows not only grass but also bushes. Attaching a metal box without one wall to his vehicle, the man drives around the site and collects all the dirt in the box. A man is using a hoe to roll a pile of grass across the canal, clearing it. A special plow on the tractor removes excess soil from the rows, leaving neat and clean rows. A tractor attachment consisting of several curved shovels allows you to loosen the ground as you drive over it. It shows how the device loosens the soil by blowing air underground. The man attached a plow to a bicycle frame, which helps him make furrows. Cows pass through an archway where water splashes from all sides like in a car wash, and the animals come out clean. A conveyor belt with lathes at the end quickly chops the greens placed on it into small pieces. After making holes in the board, the man uses a blowtorch to make holes in the agro-textile for planting. A metal semicircle on the tractor bucket rakes soil from the canal into a trailer. Men stack watermelons in the warehouse, forming whole pyramids, passing them between themselves from the entrance to the pyramid. A tractor with a rake attachment drives across the field and collects all the branches and other debris. Using a special sickle directed sideways, the person cuts the grass evenly at the edge of the lawn. Using a rope, the man pulls behind him the agro-fabric that covered the planted soil in the greenhouse. A metal scratcher on a long handle is used to rake weeds and moss from the joints of the curb. Attaching a fast rotating metal structure to the back of a tractor is a good way to level the ground. By attaching an attachment with several plows to a motorcycle and placing a heavy stone on top, the motorcycle now makes several furrows in the ground as it drives. A tractor with a special semicircular attachment drives up to the convex ground and levels it with the attachment, making furrows along the entire field. With a hose and a net, you can quickly spray bunches of grapes, a device that can separate and sift the skin of chestnuts from their fruits, which are collected in a bowl. A reel with a net rotates around the place where the hay is fed, and it is immediately woven into a net. A tank of water and a watering can are attached to the tractor, so now it drives and waters the plants. A rope is stretched between two tractors, and as they move, the rope pulls out all the trees that stand in its way. The video shows a special trailer that drives and breaks up the ground, bringing all the potatoes to the surface. To water the plants, a glove is attached to the watering can so that the water flows clearly and does not splash. Driving across the field, the tractor easily removes the watermelon leaves with a special attachment, twisting them and leaving the watermelons themselves. With the help of a special clamp, the tree is pulled out directly from the ground and transported wrapped in fabric and mesh. An additional wheel was added to the front of the tractor, allowing it to turn and rotate without moving from its place. The wooden structure pulls a layer of soil with it as it passes over the trench and fills it in. The transport shutter rose and all the fertilizer began to fall onto the circular discs, which spun and scattered it around. Women load reeds into the device, and the machine weaves them together into a decorative element. The machine is shown lifting grain from the ground and pouring it into a wheelbarrow. Masonry sand is a fine-grained, pure type of sand utilized in the creation of concrete or mortar. A large ball of clay is unloaded from a huge truck directly onto the ground. By attaching a shovel to the body of the string trimmer, the man easily digs through the ground. The machine moves across the field. applying liquid manure to the top layer of soil. A woman has made a device with many bottles attached to a metal stick, and when she shakes them, seeds spill out of each one, sowing the ground. A woman puts a cut-off bag over her shoulder and places a bucket at the bottom of the bag. Now she can easily scatter the seeds around. By cutting holes in plastic canisters, the man made protection for his legs against moisture and wood chips flying while mowing. Using a conveyor belt, people collect green duckweed from the river, making the water cleaner. The tractor drives, clamping the tree stumps with a nozzle and pulling them out of the ground one by one. A powerful electric drill with a spade attachment efficiently breaks up dense soil layers. The spade tip is optimized for earthworks, reducing manual effort to a minimum. The video shows a rotating system that controls a knife and cuts whatever is placed under it. Using a long pole, the person efficiently removed duckweed from the pond. Men control and direct a special device that pulls corn cobs from the net. A new piece of dirt breaks off when it gets caught on the tractor wheel. After cleaning, the wheel looks clean. The men use pitchforks to break off the soil from the edges to widen the channel. The greens are quickly and efficiently cut into small pieces using a grater. Using a special dispenser that is activated when pressed against the ground, a man leaves fertilizer on the ground. A man grabs onto a drone with his hands and it flies with him for a certain amount of time until the man decides to jump off. While driving across the field, there is an attachment on the side that mows the wheat and throws it behind. A guy is sailing down the river in a boat, and behind the boat there are tubes that spray liquid on all the trees growing nearby. Men with wheelbarrows follow behind the tractor, protecting the plants from herbicides. Garden tool that's inserted into the ground at the edges of the garden and protects plants from damage when pulling a watering hose. To catch an animal in a grazing field and transport it elsewhere, a special cage mounted on the loader's hydraulic system is used.